Yo, Circle, what up? You're sitting here with your boy, Joey Sasso, and you're watching In Studio with The Hollywood Reporter.
Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
How has it been since being out of the show, but also like people watching it?
It's crazy because after the show wrapped, you come off this just wave of, I know everything that happened, but I can't say anything. So I come back, working my normal job, doing everything, and I'm just sitting there for months thinking, how are people going to react to the show? You never know if they're going to like it, if they're not going to like it. And then the show comes out, and reception out of the gate was just huge.
And when you got off the show, too, no one really knew about the show yet either. It was only kind of until it premiered that people really caught on. People knew about the other version, but...
Yeah, I think people really only found out the show was a thing, I want to say shortly before the holidays.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because you would think, okay, this is coming out in January. It's going to be known about Thanksgiving and start building. But, dude, it just happened so quick. And that overnight success or blowing up thing is often overly used. But it really happened in this case. I went from, I want to say, 1,200 people on Instagram to, I think I hit 65,000 people in a week. And now as we speak, I'm up to, I think 150 some odd thousand in 3 weeks, essentially.
That's wild. Now, going off of this kind of overnight success, a lot of people didn't really know about the show until it kind of really caught on. How did you know about applying, and how did you kind of get on the show?
I can't remember exactly how it happened, where I saw something online about applying for a show that was probably going to be for Netflix based on social media. Yeah. And I knew it was reality driven, and I was very skeptical. Because I'm an actor, and you're always told you don't do reality television. It's a stigma, and I get it. I kind of went with my gut because me thinking I know it all, which I don't, was don't do it.
Yeah.
Everything else in my gut was like, well, the concept is so different, and how often do you actually have a reality show that has a real message and a commentary? So I was like, you know what? Don't get in your own way. Go do it. Have a good time, and can't be happier that I did. Even if I didn't win the show, I made it to that final. That's all I wanted to do. That was my whole goal the whole time, was make it to the finals. Winning, that's out of my hands. The fact that I won.
Yeah, luckily you won.
I still can't.
$100,000 richer.
Dude, it's insane. That's I never thought about it. I've watched that finale clip so many times. Because I remember blacking out, like thinking I'll be probably 5th or 4th. I'll go sit down. We're all going to hang out after. Shuby or Sammy's going to win. I can't wait. We'll celebrate. Then it's me and Shubes. And the host says, she's like, your hand's shaking. And I remember telling, just announce it. Like, because I'm like, I never even thought of this. Yeah. And then I see my face is on the screen. And that step back I take, that's when it just, I wasn't even there. I was like, what just happened?
One of my favorite moments on the show was when it was the anonymous chat room. And I think it was Alex was like, Hashtag, I didn't know there was a catfish filter, but then also like Faker the Berry or something. They kept just
I said Faker the Juice.
Faker the Juice.
Faker the Juice, yeah.
How fun was that, getting to kind of be anonymous and kind of using that as a strategy to get into the game, I guess?
That was fun, man. I mean,
manipulate it.
That's the thing is, whenever there were opportunities to really show who I am as a person, for better or worse, depending on who's watching, I really kind of took that. Because I remember when Mercedes, aka Karen, was like, "Who said that?" I'm going to say it right now because you've heard a lot.
You owned up to it.
Oh, yeah. I'm the one who said it because I couldn't help myself. And it's like, at a certain point, there was a lot of people who were eliminated who were like, I feel like everyone's fake here. Everyone's just lovey-dovey. And I don't agree with that, but I just think when you have opportunities like that, people are obviously talking shit.
Yeah.
I love breaking balls and talking shit. Some people take it very seriously. I don't. So why not step up and be like, yeah, dude, I said it. Let's stir the pot a little bit. Let's make things interesting. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Were you surprised that kind of the OG cast members made it to the Final Five? And do you think it's hard for people who come in later to win? Do you think it's impossible for them to win? Or do you think they had an equal shot?
You know, I don't know if it's impossible. The one thing I'll say about the experience that surprised me was I'm always so loyal.
Yeah.
And I feel loyalty to those people that I didn't even technically meet. And I'm not used to getting that in return. I think the thing that kind of bonded us even more is new people did come in, and we all looked out for each other, which I would think it wouldn't be that way. I do think for new people coming in, it's kind of difficult to stay in.
Would you say was the worst catfish? Like, who were you really onto?
Without a doubt, I'd have to say Alex, aka Adam, because it
So
wasn't.
funny.
Yeah, it wasn't shown in the show, but like my nickname for him was Stupid Adam.
Okay.
Because I just thought after Antonio was blocked, and I truly felt guilty and terrible. I was like, I am not gonna think anybody isn't who they say they are, no matter what. And then he comes in. And I'm like, I want to say so bad that he's not who he is, but I was wrong before. I'll be wrong again. So I'm like, I remember just saying, I'm not saying you're not Adam, but Adam, you say some stupid things. You just say stupid things over and over again. So I'd sit there and be like, he's Stupid Adam. That's who he is. He's Stupid Adam. He'd be saying, like, I think we've seen it in the show when he says, like, Daddy can chain me up tonight, like, when he's trying to flirt. And I just remember sitting there going,
That's not how you do it.
what are you, like, ugh, like you just want to take a shower. And then, afterwards I meet Alex and he's a great kid.
Yeah. How shocked were you meeting Sebring?
Not that shocked, tell you the truth, because I knew at that point someone
Someone had to be.
a catfish, and I was just hoping it wasn't Sammy or Shuby. That's what I was preparing. Like, if it was one of them, I probably would have reacted the same way Shuby reacted, because he was close with Rebecca.
You, Sammy, Shuby, and Chris, I think you guys were all the most genuine, and that I don't think anyone would really think of you guys as a catfish. Like, if I was on there, I wouldn't be like, this person's catfishing.
Dude, you get dark though. I'm telling you, like at the end of the game, man, I was like, went from like, this is so much fun. I was still having fun, but I'm like, all right, now it's a game. I'm looking at the screen. I got to use this person to get to that person, to this one, to that one. And you start playing this chess game.
Yeah.
And then I remember thinking like, what if Shuby isn't Shuby? I never thought about this before. And I'm looking at his profile and I'm like, it's kind of the perfect catfish. It's unassuming.
Yeah,
it's all these, like, you get in your head with this stuff, man, because this is
You're
all
by yourself.
It's all you have, man. You're just sitting there thinking these interactions are genuine and real. And I just remember thinking, God, please just let Shuby be Shuby. And I seen his face with that big old smile, and I was never happier in my life.
How long was filming? Was it?
I want to say, everyone's asked me how long were we actually in the apartments for.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, when you sign up, they tell you, we don't tell you the day, we don't tell you the time. That's part of the mental thing of the game of kind of losing your shit and trying to keep it together. So, I don't know, man. I always make the joke of like, I felt like Morgan Freeman in Shawshank, just trying to get out and be free, meet my friend Andy Dufresne on the beach.
How stir crazy did you get kind of being alone?
Insane.
Insane,
yeah, I mean, I can be fine doing what I got to do, but it's just, you think with a reality show and a competition show, it's like, oh, I'm going to have time to do some push-ups, work out. And I could have, but I got used to pretty quick. Anything I want to do, because you don't know when things are going to happen.
Yeah.
Things are going to come. Anytime I wanted to do something happened, and I'm just distracted, can't do it. So I just got used to, I'm sitting my ass on this couch, I'm going to doodle, I'm going to think about what's going on, assess the situations, and then eventually something's going to happen.
Did you get annoyed with yourself by like talking to yourself all day, every day? No, that's good.
Dude, I'm a loud idiot. Like, everyone's like, when they found out I'm an actor, they're like, oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
He's playing it up. And I'm like, dude,
No,
this is me.
This
Like,
is you,
my best friend, Nick, he summed up me on the show, I think, in the best way. He's like, Joey on The Circle is equivalent of him FaceTiming his family any time of the day.
That's awesome.
Because that's what, I'm just loud, and I, stupid sense of humor. And a lot of people think that's played up for cameras. But I'll tell you, man, obviously you always know what you're there doing. But you're living there. Like, you're just being yourself, doing your own thing. Like, if you were trying to play something up for cameras, like, I just don't think that would work. I think you'd be gone pretty quick.
Now, you won the show, but you also won over viewers. Did that surprise you becoming a fan favorite, and why do you think that happened?
I think it's interesting because watching the reception of me going week to week and knowing the outcome, I was kind of like, at first, I was like, oh, shit, like, there might be riots when they know I won this thing. But it was cool because my entire life, it's kind of been the same thing.
Yeah.
I've always gotten prejudged by people, especially living here in LA. I stick out like a sore thumb. So you see me walk into a room and I'm loud, I'm confident, I break people's balls, and people are like, this kid is so Jersey Shore, stereotypical asshole,
It's East Coast mentality. I'm from Boston too. It's like East Coast out here is like very different than the other.
But like
people out here,
we both know the type that does exist.
Yeah, yeah,
100%. But I think the thing that's always been different about me is, don't get me wrong, I do have that side to me of just being loud and stupid, but I'm the exact opposite. Like, I love every single person. I take anyone under my wing. I would do anything for anybody. And to have viewers be able to see that over the course of 12 episodes was really cool, because I just remember seeing so many tweets and things from people that were like, episode 1, get this kid out of here, I can't stand him. Episode 8, I will die for Joey, don't you touch him.
Now, getting to your winning moment, did you find out how the other players rated you, and how did they rate you?
No. So I talked to Shuby actually a couple days ago, and Shuby is so analytical. Like, I am not. And he's like,
but you won.
That's the crazy thing, is I never really started weighing out all these things. Like I said, I would think about what could happen, but he really was like mathematically thinking about stuff. And he told me the other day, he's like, dude, I don't even think it was close. He's like, I think everyone put you first besides Sebring. And I was like, and he's doing the math, and he's saying he talked to this person and that person. I'm like, I thought it probably, in my mind, it's like 1 vote.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. He's like, it was probably 4 to you with maybe 1 to me, and everyone else put him second. But I thought for sure, Shuby's winning. I'm going to be happy for my boy. It came down to the 2 of us, and the fact that people have embraced like our bromance, like you're just there and like that's your boy.
Yeah.
And the fact that people love that, those are the things for me I just didn't see coming.
But you put him as number 2, right? And you were going to put him lower.
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
You caught on to the fact that that was a winning strategy. Why didn't other people do that?
You know,
clearly, because you kept being an influencer, why would they rank you as number 1? They basically just wrote you the check.
It's weird because looking
at
it,
$100,000 on the line.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
looking at it from that perspective, I totally get it. But from my look, I was just like, man, I could do that.
Yeah.
But I have a pit in my stomach thinking about that, because I never came into the game with that mentality ever. It sort of would have been like me becoming the super influencer and then blocking Shuby because he was a threat. That never went through my mind. So you would think people would say, I'm tanking this player in the ratings because they're going to be closer and this is going to edge me up. But I think that's what made this cast so special, is all of us in the end really, truly cared for each other.
You're all happy with whoever won, kind of thing.
Yeah, like we all really ranked how we felt personally based off of the interactions in the circle. And I don't know if that could happen. Like that to me is like the lightning in the bottle.
I think they'll change it up.
I think it's going to be much more tactical of, dude, I love you. You're my boy. I'd be happy if you won. Get in 8th place because you are not taking this check away from me. I think those are the things that are going to happen after the first.
If you were eliminated, who would you have gone to visit?
Shuby.
Yeah.
I had to think about it for a second because I'm like, oof, depending on situations that happen, but Shuby.
Would you ever play the game again, maybe as like a catfish?
No.
No.
One and done.
Yeah.
Like I've said it to so many people, because the hard thing I have for me right now is now I'm going to be seen as I'm a reality dude who thinks he's an actor.
Yeah.
If I was looking at me from outside perspective, I'd be like, you dick. Like, come, like, dude, just be who you are. Like, don't be like that person who's now trying to be a musician or a rapper. And it's like, no, man, I've been an actor for almost a decade out here struggling, pursuing it. And, you know, got my
And you
break.
made it being yourself.
Being
basically.
myself, which is actually cool. That's why I'm happy to see how it's going to transpire for new opportunities, because when you go into Reed, the one problem I've always had is I know I could shoot the shit with anyone, and that's great. I can't do that when I go into Reed, because we're all there, be professional. It's a rotating door, in and out, and you read, you go, and now it's like when I go into rooms, there's going to be a different mentality because people do know my personality, and I think that does make you get looked upon differently. So I ended up making my film. It's called Young Lion of the West. We're in post-production right now. Awesome. 7-year passion project, bro. In post-production, all of a sudden the show comes up and I'm like, we got the movie. That's coming. It's a process. What do I got to lose here?